Hello once again, it's Matthew here from matthewnorthmusic, and as ever, if you like these kind of videos that I make, then please think about subscribing to the channel because it really does help. And if you find this or any other videos useful, please hit the like button as well, because that again really helps with the channel to grow. Now today I'm talking about this camera. Now this is my Panasonic Lumix TZ90, and I've had this camera now for about 4 or 5 years and it shoots really excellent photographs. I'm really pleased with it. It's a really nice design, nice pocket-sized camera, and it's really good for taking to gigs where you're not allowed to take in a big camera like an SLR or something, but you want to get really good results. And certainly for outside gigs, festivals and anything in daylight, this camera is superb. When you're shooting in darker light, more dimpsy light, not so good, especially if it's LED lighting. But if it's at a big venue, then there's more light on stage, so it works fine. And it's actually pretty good for its film recording as well, because it will shoot 50 frames video, and the quality is comparable to that of a regular kind of camcorder. Anyway, I'm going to do a repair on this camera today because one of the most common things that can go wrong with these cameras is in the back here, and it's the battery cover and SD card cover breaks off and snaps. And I broke this at least 2, maybe 3 years ago now, and so I want to repair it. Now I've managed to get a replacement cover from the internet, and we're going to put this together and see if we can fix it. So let's have a go. To do this then, I just need some basic tools. I need some jeweler screwdrivers, some tweezers. Now this is the old lid that came off. You can see it just snapped off the bottom here of the camera. It sort of flipped back and ping, it was gone. Now I did for a while kind of try and keep it slotted in. I think if you push it in, sometimes it will sort of stay in there, but then it falls out again. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just take out the battery, just to be safe. I won't bother taking out the memory card, I don't need to. And we have to get this apart. Now, it's fairly easy to take these apart. You just need a cross-headed jeweler screwdriver. And the first thing we need to do is to take these side panels off. Now, there's a screw in here. Let's put that there, and then a screw here. Now I think all the screws are actually the same, but I'm going to kind of lay this out so that I don't forget. And this is just a little flap here that just like a cover, and that's fixed to the side. And I think you can just pull this off, and this side piece should actually just come off here. Why is that not coming off? Not sure. That should just flip off. Not sure actually. I think this might be a different design to the ones that I've seen before. Okay, let's do the other side anyway, because whatever happens, these all need to come off. This might actually be one sealed unit rather than having separate removable pieces. Let's take that one out. And we take that one out there. That's those 2 screws. Now, does this piece come off? No, I don't think it does. Right, so it's this screw here then that needs to come out. And then what should happen, I think that might be a bit longer, I'm not sure. No, it is the same. We should now be able to move the front, and there should be a way of just pulling this apart. It's really weird because now that is definitely all solid there. So I'm just going to get a flat bladed screwdriver just to yeah, this does come out now, this cover. And we need to get the cover open here. So I'll just open that a little bit. Just be very careful because I don't want to scratch anything or damage anything to get this sleeve off. And Yeah, this isn't coming out like it. Now we need to remove this top panel. Have we got any screws in here? Ah, I see, we've got 2 screws in here as well. Okay. These need to come out, I think. Yeah. Now that one does feel like it's a bit longer, so let's move that to here. It is always a good idea if you use something like a white, and this is just a washing cloth really, but what it does, you see that's a lot smaller, so I'm going to put them as they came out. So that was on the left, that was on the right. Now will this slot apart? Right, here's a thing. This should actually come out and the back should come off, and we actually need to use like a plectrum or something plastic, because there's actually some locking tabs at the top, and if I gently, and that's the whole thing with these cameras, you've got to be really gentle. If I use this, you can see now it's actually unclicking, so this should now come out if we're really careful. So it's got these locking tabs here. There we go. And the idea is we want to get this, you know, clear and out of the way. So just pop this in here. There we go. That's come out here, there. That's come out, that's come out. This is the problem with a lot of modern electronics now. It is just, you've got to be so gentle that you don't break any of these little bits of plastic. There we go. Right, now it has a ribbon cable, but we have now got the back off. And if we lift it up here, I can actually just leave that like that, and that's now given us access. So now what I can do is I can move the pin outwards, and I push that right in there. Can we now hook it in there? Yeah, I think I might need actually a pair of pliers just to pull this out. Okay, I found these little pliers in my toolkit, so I'm hoping these will help me extract this pin. Yes, here we go. I'm not going to pull it all the way, just pull it there. So I've taken the spring out and I've taken the pin out. And now it's time to pop in the new lid. Now I bought this from, I think it's from AliExpress, of all places. And I think including the shipping, it was about £15. So I am hoping that this will fit and be a like-for-like replacement. Now, so when it's in place, now I think we need to do is get this. This is the old bit of plastic that was in there. Again, that's snapped off, so that comes out. And if I just place my clip in and lock it, then yeah, that is the right size, so that's good. So what we need to do now is to take it out. We need to pop our spring inside here. And then it goes and flies off. That is... Ugh! Right, let's try and find it. Oh, it's here. It's here. Phew. That... Right, you've got to be really careful with these springs. And there's actually a hole that the spring lines up in as well, which I think is like this. So I think our spring kind of, this long end here slides into the into a little gap in the door. Is that correct? No, it's the other way around, I think. I mean, I don't know how bent this spring is either, because, you know, it's been in here for quite a long time. And actually, I'm going to turn this round, because I think I have to turn this round actually to get it in place, especially if you're left-handed like me. And yeah, because there's a little gap in here, and that's where one end of the spring actually has to go. I'm trying to turn that around a bit. I'm trying to move my light across as well, so we get a bit more light in there. So hopefully you can see it a bit better. Yeah, it should be better. Okay, so we've got our lid that will go in like this. So I'm just going to slide the pin in. There we go, like that. So that's now in place, and now I think our spring goes in this way. I'm going to hold that, and I think it pushes it up. So I'll stick that in, I'll push the lever in a bit, see how we go. There we go. So we've now got that, and yep, that flips open. So we now just have to push this pin in, like so. Yeah, we just got to be ever so careful with this, because you just don't want to break anything. You know, these cameras are so delicate. There we go. I think that's our pin fully inserted now. Might need to go just a couple of. There we go. So now that's shut. That flips up. So that's now in place. So all we've got to do now is I'm going to gently push this in, and that's our little cover here. Has that popped out of its slot? Yeah, it did. Let's pop that back in. And now I think I might just give that a quick. Actually, it's not too bad inside. I did wonder if it was a bit dusty in there, but no, it looks okay. And now we've got to just check around the edges, make sure everything's lining up, and it does appear to. And I'm now going to push this back together. And our little plastic bits have all clipped in. And then we'll just shut that again. And yeah, that's good. So now I'm going to pop my screws back in. Now I'm going to do these two first, because these were the last two I took out. I took out on the back here. So I said it's so fiddly, this job. It really is. And you know, having my my electrician's glasses are very handy. Just pop that in. That's in place. And then we've got this slightly longer one here, which again I can just about see. And honestly, I am a bit rubbish with screws. You know what? It's quite long, isn't it? Pop it on a pair of tweezers. There we go. Pop that in. And actually, if you just turn it anti-clockwise and then clockwise, it goes into the slot much better, and you're less likely to have any problems with the screw cross-threading. So that's the back done. So I'm just going to put the flap down now, and I'm now going to pop the screws in here. Now these should be a little bit easier because they're slightly bigger than the others. And again, let's go backwards and forwards. That one's in place. And this one. Oop, nearly dropped it. Again, I'm actually on the edge of here, but you know, one of the reasons why, there you go, one of the reasons why I'm saying I like using like a white cloth is that if you drop a little screw, it's easy to spot. Okay, let's do the ones on the bottom now, and there's 2 here, and I think they came from here. Like I said, all these screws for the actual case do all appear, apart from those 2 on the inside, to all be the same size. So that's good news. I've got 2 here. I think I've actually missed a screw on the bottom. Actually, there's one more to go in, but we'll do that in a sec. I have 1 screw left. Where did that go? Here on the end. There we go. So there's our last screw. Okay then, let's open our new lid. Let's pop the SD card back. Put it in the right way, might help. Let's pop in our battery and see if it still works. There we go. Job done. Well, I'm really pleased to say I'm glad I fixed this camera now, and yeah, it's a really great little camera because, you know, it's got a little flippy up screen, and you can do it for selfies or use videos. And if you want to continue watching any of these sort of videos that I make, please think about liking and subscribing to this channel. And as ever, I'll see you on the next one.